What's up, you guys? I'm back with another video. Sorry, you guys, I know I was supposed to upload one before, but I was having some technical difficulties. And not only was I having technical difficulties, busy moving, so I have not had the time to just, sort everything out. And since I've been moving, I literally just been trying to look for my notes. Like, I have no idea where my notes are. I have no idea where I put them at. They got lost in the middle of moving. They normally are in the very important box, but for some odd reason, it is not in the very important box. So I'm going to wing this. I'm going to go straight off the dome and kind of remember what got pretty much downloaded inside of me. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. So wherever my notes are, maybe someone found them and it's just better for them, right? So as you can see, I'm actually in my kitchen because the light in my study, it's just not the best lighting. So this is the best light I can get right now. So y'all bear with me. And I'm gonna try to keep this video as limited as possible because I can rat on like there's no tomorrow, like now. The topic of this video, the topic of this video is your life like a video game, or are you living your life like a video game, like you would play a video game, right? So let's get to it. Okay, so we all know, for our game heads, all those people out there who play games like sun up to sundown, or even for those who have played a video game before, right? We know that certain video games like Pac-Man and like Sonic the Hedgehog, or what do you want to call it, Sonic, like all those other things, all the other games that we play, even sometimes NBA. I heard 2020 came out. Is it NBA K2, something like that? I don't know. But anyways, like if we just kind of go back, right? Go back into thinking of how we play these games. Like for instance, like Pac-Man, for instance, right? We know when we're playing Pac-Man, like the ultimate goal, right, is to get to the end, right? And certain games, right, we have to actually end up fighting the big man. And certain games we have to get a certain amount of coins, to get a certain amount of points to even go to the next level, right? And some games that we also have to collect certain things in order to pass the level, because we're going to need those things for the next level in order to beat the man at the next level, right? So I want to kind of relate that to our lives, right? So if we are, like, as much as we're so dedicated, right, to like passing that next level, and we are like, even if we die, right, even if we die in the game, like we're like, oh no, I got another life, I'm finna go and beat them, I'm finna go and beat this game, like it's not finna get the best of me. We need to have that same mindset. We need to have that same just the same goal and the same faith in life, like never giving up, knowing that in order for me to get to the next level, I have to complete this level. I have to get all the knowledge, all the tools, all the games, all of the equipment, everything that I need, all the weapons that I need in order to pass the next level, right? Because in life, we can't, sometimes God have us stuck in a certain storm, or we'll be stuck in the same cycle, because we have not learned what we're supposed to learn or gain what we're supposed to gain. Because so many of us want to go to the next level. So many of us want to be on such a high level, but we're not equipped. We have not passed the previous level. We have not, we just really have not gained what God has needed us to gain in order for us to get there. Because if we go to the next level and we try to beat the man or the big man, or we try to go to a higher level with the tools that we did not collect, 9 times out of 10, we will have to go back and replay that level and gain the knowledge or gain the tools or the weapons that we need in order to get to that next level, guys. So I want you guys to understand, like, treat a video game is it can be so much relatable to life, right? Because when we are at that level, right, and we actually go back, right, we never give up. And that's another thing too, guys. Like, you find yourself never giving up because you're so focused and you're so dedicated on being a certain level or reaching a certain goal that you're never going to stop. You're never going to give up, because this is something that you really want, right? And like, you have that much faith in yourself that you know that you can get to that level, and you're not going to stop until you get to that level. And that's one thing that I want you guys to continuously have, that same mindset when you are going through life. Never give up. Even if you did fail, you know that next level is so big. That door that God has open for you, it's a big door. Big shoes need to be filled, and big weapons needs to be collected. Knowledge and experiences needs to be taking place in order for you to actually go through that door or go to that next level that God has waiting for you, right? So we know that, like, for instance, Sonic, right? We know that I done played Sonic so many times when I was a kid, and the ultimate goal for me was to get to the big man. Like, I got to the big man. That was like, you were all that once you got to the big man. And so once you got to the big man, I don't know about you guys, but I think I played the big man like a million times, and I was not going to give up, and it brought me back to that. Like, I never gave up. I never gave up when I got to the big man. You know what I mean? All those levels that I passed, I didn't pass them the first go around, right? And that's another lesson that you guys can just really go off of. Just because you didn't succeed in that one time, or you didn't pass that level that God wanted you to pass, or you failed, or you felt like you failed, doesn't mean that you have to give up, right? Because God doesn't give up on you, right? He continues to give you chances after chances after chances, right? And it's up to you. It's up to how much faith do you have in yourself in order to, how much faith that you have to get to that next level, right? So it's just more so like how when Peter was walking on the water with God. I don't know where this analogy coming from, but like Peter, he literally was walking because he knew God was right there. He knew that God would not fail him, right? And in that moment, he had just that little doubt that made him give up, right? Right. And just as much as it takes as a mustard seed to believe, it takes a mustard seed of doubt to make everything go away. It makes just a doubt, just a mustard seed of doubt to make everything that God has waiting for you, just fall to your knees, really. You don't ever want to give up because you failed one time, right? And that's why I want to continuously say that life can be played just like a video game, right? Because you never gave up, especially when I know I was playing Mortal Kombat, Sonic, especially Pac-Man. All of these games, you have levels, and you have to collect certain things, and you have to get to a certain level, right? So when you was getting to that level, you never gave up. You wanted to make sure that you collected everything that you needed to collect to get to the next level. You wanted to make sure that you beat everybody that you needed to beat in order to get to that next level, right? And that's what God is trying to tell you guys. Don't give up. Continue to push. Just as much as faith that you have in that game, and that you never gave up, and you wanted to get to the end, and you wanted to be victorious in beating the big guy or the big monster, or just being able to say, I got to the end of the board, I beat the game. Have that much faith and the ability in yourself to know that through life, you can have that much faith in yourself and that you can get through it, right? Have you ever noticed that throughout the games, that the higher the level you get, the harder it got, right? The higher you got in Pac-Man, the harder it was. Sonic, the harder it was, right? And I just want to encourage you guys that just because you cross one level doesn't mean that the tests, that they don't stop. They're here to grow you. They're here to strengthen you. They're here to grow you to a bigger and much level, to really make you that much more powerful, right? Just for instance, let's just say you got to level 10, right? And there's 12 levels, right? And you have to start all the way over. You have no more men, right? In this game, you have to start all the way over from square one, right? Now, levels 1 through 5, or level 1 through 6, or level 1 through 8, they are a breeze, right? Because you've been through it already before. You know what to expect. You already know what the outcome is. You already know what to expect. So it's like those are a breeze for you, right? And so it's like in life, when you start over or when you get knocked down, it's okay, because when you get back up, you already been at your lowest, or you already been to that level where it's kind of like, okay, Like, this is a test. I know it's a test. I've been through this before. I now know what to prepare for. I now know the tools that I need. I now know how to react to certain things. I now know that this is the devil trying to get in my way. And so it is much easier for you to get to level 10 than when it was when you were first going through the first steps, because those levels was really hard. Those levels was hard to be. And sometimes you got discouraged. Sometimes you got angry. Some of you guys even threw the remote. Some of you guys even threw the remote, right? And you got upset, right? But in those things, you kept going. You kept conquering. You kept pushing. You kept moving, right? Because you saw the light at the end of the tunnel. You saw yourself at the end of the game. You saw yourself beating that monster, that man, that big level, right? And throughout those levels, you had distractions. You had things being jumped in your way where you had got out and you had to start all over, right? Those are distractions that you have in life, right? That okay, cool, you caught me slipping one time, but when I start over, I know that you're going to be waiting for me again. So again, now I know that you're going to be here waiting for me. So when you do come in my life, again, when those tests do come, I know that I'm going to be well aware and well prepared for you or for it when it comes for the distractions to come, right? Because distractions can come out of nowhere and they can come in all shapes and forms, right? And this is how it is in the game. When you're trying to get to certain levels, there are distractions coming for you. And Pac-Man, they're trying to get him, right? You have people out there that are trying to knock you down from the levels that you're trying to reach. There's people out there that are trying to attack you, stop you from reaching the levels that that God has planned and destined for you, right? And some of them may catch you off guard, right? To where they may get you out and you have to start over. But guess what? When you do start over, you are more aware and more equipped than where you was when you first went through that lesson or when you first went through that board, right? And I want you guys to understand that this is just the exact same way with life, right? But you never gave up. No matter what happened, you never gave up. You kept going. No matter how many times you got out, no matter how many times you got knocked down, you continuously going because your ultimate goal was to end, right? You saw yourself beating the board. You saw yourself at the end beating the head man and Sonic. All those guys that were trying to get at Pac-Man, he always found a way out, right? It was a maze, of course, but he always found his way out. And you guys, if anybody has never played Pac-Man before, which I doubt it, but Pac-Man, he literally had to fight his way through. You know what I mean? And he had people, little thingies coming at him every which way. You know what I mean? And I've gotten out plenty of times, but I've also beaten the board. But within me beating a board, I got out a lot of times, right? But it never stopped me. The more I failed, the more I wanted to get back up, right? And I want to encourage you guys to have that same mindset, to have that same analogy, to just have that same goal, to just that same faith, really, to never give up, to never stop going after what God has for you, right? Because sometimes we can get caught up in distractions, and we can get caught up into being so mad because we lost, or we got caught up in distractions, or we got out, or we failed. But the good thing about that is God never gives up on you. He never tells you that you have a limited times to try, right? As long as you are breathing, as long as you are walking and living this earth, you still have a chance, right? And that's one thing I wanted to the video game really spoke out to me, because I was just like, guys, like, we have to get to certain levels, and within those levels come battles. We have to fight. Sometimes we have to start over, and it's okay to start over, right? It's perfectly fine to start over sometimes. But within that starting over, the beautiful thing about that is that you're more aware. You know what you have to fight. You know the temptations that comes your way. You know the battles that comes your way. You know what I mean? You know how to handle certain things when they come to you, right? And I want you guys to just kind of use this analogy of when you're playing a game, when you're playing NBA or whatever the case may be, you are never giving up. No matter how angry you get, no matter how many times you threw the remote, no matter how many times you cuss at the TV, you never gave up. And this is what I wanted to tell you guys. Do not give up on what the purpose God has planned for you, right? See your way to the end of the game. See your way to the end, right? Pick that remote control back up and keep pushing. Keep pushing, right? Because God has never said that, hey, you only have a certain amount of time to finish it. No. He gave you so many chances, and it's up to you if you want to quit the game and throw it away. It's up to you. But the same way that you keep pushing, the same way you like, I got it. Feel that same way. Like, do the same thing in life, right? And as much as and as long as you have that tunnel vision, right, of where you want to be, as long as you have that tunnel vision of never giving up, you will always see the end. You will always see the end, right? Like I said, you will continuously. Sometimes you guys may get out about 4 or 5 times. We never get it right the first time. If anybody say they got it right the first time, I would love to see them. But we don't. We're humans, and God understands that, right? So as long as you don't give up on yourself, even if you do give up on yourself, God says the game is still there waiting. God said you still can play the game. You still can get to the end. It's up to you to pick up the remote control and continue pushing. Continue, right? So the same mindset you guys have as far as getting into this game and playing it to the end. And like I said, you may get angry, you may get pissed off, you may get everything, but you never gave up. And I want to encourage you guys to never give up, right? Continue to push, like Sonic the Hedgehog, something like that. Like Sonic, okay, guys? You guys know what I'm trying to say. Just like Sonic, he never gave up, right? He kept pushing. All the distractions that came his way, all the evilness he had to fight on his journey, right? Pac-Man. How many levels did you have to get to in order to get to the end? But when you get to certain levels, guess what? You gain more. And Pac-Man, you went from having 3 men to having 5 men to having like 10 or 7 men or something like that. It gets better. It gets better and it gets harder. But God equips you with more tools to fight. He never sends you to another level with lesser tools than you started off with. So this is quick, but I just wanted to encourage you guys. I think it's quick. But I wanted to encourage you guys to just continue pushing, continuously having the faith in what God has shown you, right? Continuously pushing, guys. Continuously to have that faith, right? Remove that doubt. Always say, feed your faith, right? What are you feeding your faith? To kill your doubts, to starve your doubts. I'm sorry. Feed your faith and starve your doubts. Right, so I hope this has encouraged someone. Please share this video. I know there's someone out here that needs to hear this. Like I said, really think about how we play a video game and really relay that to your life. Really just put that in a place of your life, right? And ask yourself, how many times have I given up? And how many times have I got up, brushed myself off, and kept pushing to see the end? Right? Purpose driven. Please never give up. I love you guys, and I hope you be and stay encouraged. Love you always.